Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Steel Division 2. Today we're going to take a look at the defensive player. So this is a tutorial for a newer player, and I'll show you really quick how to build a defensive balance player deck with a good division for startup. So if you're a newer player, you want to start with the 20th Panzer. That's always good advice. And I'm going to show you how to play my way of playing the balance defensive type player. Okay. And so in phase A, now what you need to know is phase A is always going to be a real struggle while playing balance and being a defensive player. First of all, you don't have that much stuff to your arsenal. So you're going to have to make do with what you have, and you're going to have to trade good against your opponent if you want a chance to survive. So here in my deck, I have all vetted up tanks. Because you know what? You don't need 6 T-34 in Phase A. Phase A is only 10 minutes, and you got a income of 110 points per minute. So what? Sorry, guys, about my cough. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take all vetted tanks, and these are gonna be much more powerful, like that, and you're gonna be able to better trade, have more chance to better trade than your enemy. So here you could argue you could use a lot more infantry, and I would agree with you. Like we could take this card of Phase B, and we could put another 9 infantry in Phase A. That would be good, but well, keep in mind here that we're the absolute defense player, and we're also counting on mounting bigger and bigger attacks in Phase B and C. But this is just going to be a Phase A tutorial. So here you got good recon, good and powerful recon. Usually you would want to take armored vehicle with that. In this deck, this is what we have here, so we'll do with that. As the infantry, we got 6 cheap 15 points and fast vehicle. So 6 infantry that are going to be able to take the flags quickly, along with your main line of infantry. And I didn't take them vetted. That's because I want as much as possible, since we only got these 2 there. For tank in phase A, we're gonna have double vetted tanks only. And support, we're gonna have more fast troops here, the Flammenwerfer on motorcycle with some machine gun. In anti-tank, we're gonna have some fast anti-tank. You always want to use as fast as possible for phase A. So fast anti-tank here, fast bazookas, and then unfortunately we didn't have the trucks for it. Oh, actually we do. Oh, there you go. Fast anti-tank. Anti-air, you want a good stuff. So this is a good set of anti-air. You got 2 Flak 43, 1 star vetted. That's going to be able to kill pretty much anything. Artillery, we're missing. I'm going to remove the only leader I have here as in term of infantry, and we're going to put mortars. And that's unfortunate. I really wanted infantry leader, but whatever, right? It doesn't really matter that much. Just for the sake of the tutorial, this is not a deck tutorial, but I'm just showing you a little bit what you want to aim for. So this is your phase A typical danger. You got anti-tank planes here with planes to cover up, and you got Flak 43, so anti-air as well. And basically the idea here is to capture a flag, an enemy flag, quickly with these fast troops, hold it until B phase. And then in B phase, you got more specialized infantry, better equipped. You got more regular infantry coming in. You got more tanks to come to the attack. Machine gun to help you stabilize the front line as well. You got more AT. You got more AA, and and then you can contest this flag and try to grab new ones with that. And then when you come to C, well, then you have lots of infantry, lots of tanks, and I've taken the cheapest tank I could get as well. And so there's 18 Panzer IV G like that. That's gonna make some headways. And you've got 7 Panzer III double vetted. I guess we could have taken them just 1 star, but might as well take them 2 star and have some good power there. We got 8 Pak 40, and we got 4 fighter bomber. And if you notice, I tried to keep them all at low price. So 95 points here was a low price fighter bomber compared to the 100 or 115 here. And this is going to help a lot to be able to saturate the enemy with troops nearing the end. So that's the deck. Let's go into a battle here. There you go. And they'll use the second guard. Ciano, that's fine. So we're just going to wait for this loading screen to go on. All right. So here's the battle plan. Now, one thing that jumps to the eye is how close the front line is to this flag. So this is like the middle map here, very close to those both flags. So obviously, this is going to be your go-to, like you want to defend this part pretty well. But what you're going to do as not only as a defensive player, but a good opening move to do whatever you play, no matter what, and no matter what map, no matter what division, the best thing to do is to look where do you want to do your main attack. So for us, it's going to be here. And so then we're going to pump a lot of troops into these places, and we're going to just pump a little bit of troops here. So basically, we just want to hold the line in these parts. And the more we hold it with cheap units, the better it is for us. So we're gonna have a machine gun here. There's a flamer that's gonna be there. Actually, we could even be bold and bring the flamer here. And there's gonna be a cheap anti-tank right here. And then this should be good. And we're gonna do the same thing here. So machine gun, flamer and machine gun. We'll have our machine gun here. We'll have our flamer try to take advantage of its speed to kind of capture this here. Have the anti-tank. I want to use it here, because here in the road it's just going to get killed. And I also want to use a bazooka here, because you also need to check at where is the enemy will attack. So you already decide you want to defend this here and capture and defend this, but where will the enemy attack is a very good question to ask yourself as well. The most probable case is here, or maybe even both. So you want to have some good defense. Here there's a bazooka team with a machine gun. It should be able to do quite the damage. There's an AT here, so this is going to be good to defend. And if the enemy does attack here and doesn't attack here at all, then you can pump more reinforcement around here. But this is what we're going to go. And yeah, you want to use fast unit. You don't want to be slow in phase A, because the first arrive is usually the one that's going to be dictating how the game's going to go most of the time. And you don't have to put your unit like right at the edge of the forest, because the machine gun cannot shoot past 1,200 meters. So just back up a little bit. This is a good position. Like this, people here are not going to be able to destroy your machine gun. So we're going to go attack again with fast troop. We're going to use our STOS troops because they're cheap and they're fast. And the more cheap and fast unit that you bring, the better it's going to be for you in the end. And we're going to bring some STOS troop here as well. Okay, let's go there. bring a line infantry. You want to make a move fast order. Like, let's say you want to capture this here. Don't tell your unit to come here. Otherwise, you'll be using this road here. You'll come here, and then you'll unload there. So tell your unit to move fast the closer the road you want him to use. So in our case, it's this. And then tell him to unload here. So that way you're sure that he's going to take this road and go there. We have a stable defense here, rather cheap, not that expensive. We have this guy just to capture this flag. We have our main attack here. We're going to supplement it with some ATs. One here. And they can shoot 1200. So I guess maybe one here. Always put your fast vehicles before the slower ones. And then we're going to use a big Pack 40 as well right here. More behind. So these are going to be your collateral damage. It doesn't really matter if they die. They serve their purpose, whatever. And this is going to be your big hitter there. So you don't want him to die. Now there's technically we could be going like that. There's 225 points. We're going to use some fast vehicle. Fast tanks. And we're going to put them on move fast order. Why? And I'll tell you why. Because you don't want them to stay here, shoot at infantry, and then the enemy tanks have the time to arrive and kill you. We're going to use our faster tank, and we're going to try to get in here closer to the enemy as much as possible. And then we can advance a little here and try to hide. We're going to try to hide in these houses and play peekaboo with the enemy. So you don't want your tank around here. And what else could we get? Mortar is always a good idea. So here we're going to use our mortars. These can shoot at 3k range. So we're going to have them unload just around here. And the closer they get there, the better it's going to be. And then we're going to put some smoke around here to cover the advance of our CQC troops. Because you've noticed most fast troops are going to be CQC infantry. So you want to cover with some kind of smoke. And so this is how you should go about your opening move as a defensive player. Now, both troops are balanced here. And you need to attack. You need to be quite aggressive in the opening move. Because let's say your enemy would have a Maverick deck, which will see him with 120 income, or even a Vanguard deck with 140 income. You all both start with 700 something points. 750, I think it is. Anyway, so this allows you to play as aggressively as he can in the opening move. So it's very important that you have a good set of defensive here with as less points as possible and a big offense somewhere on the map. But don't put several offenses across all the map, especially not as a balanced player. You want to concentrate most of your attack at the same place. So you see here, it's pretty much the same place using 2 avenues. And we're going to try to dominate the field here with that. So let's start this. And see where it goes. And you see there's more points left. You don't have to use all of your points. If you got what you need for your attack, then that's good enough. Oops. Forgot about the smoke. Alright, so smoke came in pretty late, but nonetheless, it allowed our troops to move in. Now, the enemy doesn't look to have a lot of thing here, so we're going to move right away our disposable anti-tank. Good thing we had a machine gun here. The enemy unloaded earlier than thought. We're going to move our CQC infantry into the forest here. Oof. This is gonna hurt. So here we're gonna be aggressive. Okay, good thing I moved fast my troops. Try not to stress. So if you see a lot of tanks like this, don't rush to buy more tanks right away. Try to look at what your troops are that are already on the map are doing right now. So see, this BA-10 here is a problem. It looks like he can shoot, or is he shooting at the infantry? Yeah, he's shooting at this guy. So, okay, so that's not a big problem here. So yeah, do not panic. Look at what your own troops can do. Now, don't forget to look on the other parts of the map to see how you're, like, don't get zoned out into your one attack. These areas are important as well. Even though you've put less thought into it, they're going to be pretty important. Now, the enemy, that's because it's the AI, but usually the enemy will have AT guns, snipers, a lot of things around here. He might even try to push hard here. So now we can see there's the enemy decided to attack here at the same place as we did, but that's not going to stop us. That with our income here we have, we're gonna start beefing up the defensive position around here, just to make sure that we do have enough. Over time, you're gonna want to build up these defensive positions, because if the enemy tries to push you here and he can't, then eventually he'll try somewhere else if he hasn't already. So you need to be very wary of your flanks here, and always try to bring a couple of troops to reinforce to a certain extent. But this is not going to last long if the enemy push. So now at least we're going to have the tank, and that's going to be a good defense. Now, that's not gonna work here. Try to smoke the enemy a little bit. We're gonna have to bring some anti-tank around here to destroy these. So what you want to do as well is you do not want to be too aggressive. Yes, you want to hold your position, but let's say you were very successful here and this all open up. Don't try to attack around here. Remember, you're playing a defensive battle. You're playing on a balanced income. Where you need to attack is in phase C or B at the limit, but phase A, don't attack that much. Have your main source, have your main goal achieve, and don't push past it. And so you see here, we're not going to push past, because chances are the enemy will bring reinforcement eventually. If he was a human player, he would. And so you don't want to be caught in all this reinforcement and him possibly killing you and then capturing your whole flank. Just let him think that, let his imagination run the course here. He's going to think there's a lot here, so he might not want to try to attack. So don't be over aggressive. We're gonna bring our tank forwards here. We're gonna bring our Pack 40 forward. Alright, T-3045 was killed by the Pack 184. So now we can try to go and attack these guys using smoke as our cover. Now we don't have any more smoke, and we don't have support cedars, no matter. Oof, that hurts. Alright, now we're gonna retreat. So we've destroyed their forces, now we're just gonna retreat back into safety. Unfortunately, one of us died. We could bring a reinforcement, we will. But we're not going to use this main road here, because the enemy couldn't have AT guns hidden. We're going to use the safest position that we can. Now, you see there's a bulge here, so the enemy's kind of moving around here. We're going to bring a machine gun and an anti-tank gun just in case. You want to make sure you secure your That's T-34. We're not gonna hit that right away. Return fire, and we're gonna wait for a good moment. The AI is stupid, so now we can do a flank shot on it and kill it easily. We're still gonna wait. Now is the time to bring Air Force. Now the enemy is overextending himself, so this is a good opportunity for you to take advantage of it. You're gonna bring a Stuka plane. You're gonna bring an anti-tank plane on the map, and you're gonna bring some fighters on the side to cover, to sandwich the enemy if there's a fighter coming in. Alright, so this is dead now. You're gonna retreat this guy. This is taken care of. Alright, let's shoot at this guy. Now we can retreat our own fighters because our other guy retreated. Alright, we're gonna bring some, there's probably infantry around here. So basically this is what you want to do in phase A. You want to consolidate your forces, and we did pretty well here to keep our objective clean. And you want to boost the sides that you weren't able to reinforce. Oh shit. Lots of people here, so yeah, we're indeed going to take a machine gun here. And I guess we could use a recon on that hill. Remove the APCR because you're going to be close range. Give the attack order. And this should all go well. Ouch, that sucks. Wow. Okay, this happens. Okay, so you see, now this teaches us a bit about panic buying. I was tempted to bring another tank to it, or even another air to it, to destroy this guy. But instead, I preferred to look at what my troops could do instead. And so this saves us 100 points here and 40 points here that we could use for better, for later. This is unfortunate about this tank though, because now he's gonna have to be repaired. But yeah, so far this is pretty much what you want to do in phase A. Whoops. We're gonna bring more troops around here. More troops again. We could try to consolidate more into our defense here. For the infantry, we will use this road. Remove the HE shell of your Pack 40 because you don't want him advertise his position. So if the Pack 40 shoots its HE, the enemy will be able to see that. And then you want to bring some anti-air as well to cover your own air force. Alright, there you go. Now we've achieved our objective with our flyers. There's no reason to keep them like that. So if the enemy push somewhere, you bolster these defenses. Never be greedy with your main attack. Our main attack was pretty successful. Now it's 12-12. In Phase B, we might be thinking about attacking around here. We saw that the enemy was weak. So you want to also kind of test your enemies where he will be. Where's his troops at? You want to, Phase A, you want to bolster your air defense before the enemy start arriving with his own air. So like this, you'll be ready. Always use your tank in cover. So now there's an enemy tank here, and we have some planes to defend. We have some anti-air coming in. It's quite dangerous to use your air without having anti-air, so as much as possible, try to... oh, we've lost sight. Try to put some anti-air before you start using your planes. Now, the enemy has put some anti-air of his own. And you can see now we have a pretty decent defense line. You know, able to withstand whatever might be coming our way. Okay, we've gained sight again. And there you go, guys. So this was opening move and Phase A tactic early. I mean, for beginners, really. And then as Phase B comes in, then you already got a good set of defensive position here, and you can start probing the enemy. So when Phase B start, I'd use some... here, we're going to use our last two fast infantry moving in. I'm going to bring them with some grenadier, and so this is going to be my main attack here. Maybe start bringing some leaders if you can. So yeah, during Phase B, you're going to have to think to yourself, where do you want to attack? We saw already that this was the weakest point of the enemy. Maybe here as well, but we didn't see. But here there was not a lot during Phase A. So this is where we're going to concentrate our attack. We're going to send some probing units here. Then these are going to arrive a bit later. This leaves you the time to see if you want to unload your infantry, your main infantry here, or if they're going to keep going. These guys are there to probe. They're cheap, and that's what they do. Then as these infantry come in, the enemy will probably bring some reinforcement, and you'll have tanks that are already going to be there, and powerful tanks as well. So yeah, I think this would be it for the for how to play a balanced deck Phase A. So just to recapitulate, choose your main source of attack and concentrate all your force there. Have a little bit of defense on your flanks. While the game is going on, reinforce those flanks with more troops here, and keep doing it, and react to the enemy's attack if there is, and try to keep your try to keep your main area buffed with more units as well. And you know, use smoke to your advantage. Use smoke to capture initial area. Don't overextend your troops. Like, you see a good opportunity, don't take it. You're playing defense, you're playing balance. Better just leave it dead and consolidate your main defense here. So hopefully that was helpful for you. And yeah, hopefully that was helpful, and you can start doing better opening move in your own game. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoy, and goodbye.